Hey guys and girls, this is Maxxxine and I am back after, what was it, like 2 years or something? I haven't seen you guys in time, but for those of you that are still here and watched my videos before, you will know that I used to use a webcam as a microphone. But I've gone up in the world now and I'm using a proper microphone, well, at least my microphone on my Turtle Beach headset. And I'm also recording in high definition rather than standard definition, which is a bonus because it means I don't have to play in standard definition. So as you've probably worked out already, I've got some team deathmatch gameplay for you today on the map Whiteout in Call of Duty Ghosts on the Xbox One. I'm not going to go too much into my loadout today, we can do that some other time. But in this game I'm using the AK-12, I usually use a honey badger. But what I did want to cover with you today was the rules I like to adhere to when I'm playing Call of Duty. Now, in the lobby with me today I've got my mates Jinxie and Ross, or Feg, which brings me nicely onto rule number 1, because I am linking like a boss. But rule number 1 is I have to play with at least one other person. So you can see we've got our little clan going on, still rocking on. Team Red Fox. So yeah, playing with at least one of the other teammate is essential, because then you've got that communication. They can tell you what's going on their side of the map, I can tell them what's going on my side of the map, and it's all good. And also you're more likely, or I find that when I'm playing in a team, I find it more likely that you'll get the good spawn, and you know, everybody has their favourite spawn on each map, and we usually get it in a team, so bonus. And obviously the more people you can get in your team the better. If you can get a full team, that's best case scenario. My current win streak with a full team is 55, so that's pretty good for me, I reckon. Okay, so let's move on to rule number 2. These aren't really in any particular order, and it's not really applicable to this map, but my second rule is I never climb ladders, because when you're halfway up a ladder there's no way you're going to be able to shoot back at anyone, and it takes me ages to climb up ladders, so there's no point. Just don't bother. That is my rule. However, on occasion, when I'm feeling a little bit naughty, I will climb the odd ladder also, I have to admit. Usually on Sovereign at the back of the map there's that big catwalk at the back, and there's 2 ladders there. I do climb those just because behind it there's not really a lot going on, so you're pretty safe. But more often than not, when I'm up a ladder I tend to get killed, so in my opinion it's just not worth the hassle. Which tenuously brings me on to my next rule, regarding campers, and I hate campers. There's always someone creeping in a corner, they're usually up high, hence the ladder thing. Do you know what, I just don't have time for them, they can stay where they are, so my rule is just leave campers where they are, don't get sucked into going back and trying to get them. I usually leave that to my teammates who are better than me, they can flush them out. I'll just run around in a circle as I usually do, doing my thing. And another thing, or rule that I will stick to, is don't really go into the middle of the map. I've said this before in my other videos. You saw just then I ran in front of the lodge, which is kind of in the middle, and I just got absolutely annihilated. I don't know why I did that, it was a stupid thing to do. So I tend to stick around the edges. I kind of do laps to begin with, and then kind of get a feel for what's going on and where people are, and then if I need to peel off from my circuit I'll do that. But I'm always on the move. I'll shoot someone, carry on, find someone else, carry on. I won't really stick to one place, like I won't camp, because if you're stuck in one place, people are gonna remember where you are, come back, hunt you down, and kill you. Every so often I will kind of hold a position, but like, I don't know, like a quarter of the map, I'll run up and down a quarter of the map. For example, in a strike zone you've got the 2 kind of stairs before the midsection. I've been known to hold that kind of bit before, and that works really well. and I kind of feel a bit dirty when I'm doing it as well, because I feel like I am camping a little bit. But yeah, that's my other rule. And then this is just kind of like my final rule now. It's optional, it's like a little in thing that we've got with our team. Whenever I stab someone, I just have to say stabby stabby, but I've kind of like made it a little bit more hardcore now. So whenever I stab someone, I'll just be like stabby stabby bitch. So it's a little bit more aggressive than before, because I felt like when I was going stabby stabby before, it's a little bit too cute, so I've like gone, you know, more like street now. The rest of the stuff that I stick to is just kind of like Call of Duty 101, so like I'll always use a silencer. It's kind of an optional thing, but for me I find it works out really great. I've had some awesome games, like if you just saw that kill now, where you can creep up behind someone and just shoot them, and then you won't really alert anybody else to where you are. I've had, you know, some great drops on groups of like 4 or 5 people, which I wouldn't have been able to do if I hadn't had a silenced weapon. And I know a lot of people find that really annoying, but tough, deal with it, that's what I like to do. The other things that you'll pick up on is that I have this really bad habit of reloading after I kill someone, just doing it then. And you know, I would love to have sleight of hand on, but sometimes, I don't know, I feel like I do okay without it. I'll just find a nice place to reload. Sometimes, you know, it does get me killed, but more often than not I'll try really hard not to reload afterwards. And I've also got this habit of like when I'm reloading, a lot of the time I'll like hit the deck and go prone, and I don't know why I do that. I think it's like a habit that I've got from playing the campaigns, where, you know, I always play them on veteran, so there's a lot of incoming fire. So when I'm reloading, I feel like I need to go prone and hide behind cover, so I think it just comes from that. A couple of other things that I just want to mention now, because I think this video is coming to an end. The first thing is that I will always look at the mini-map about 65% of the time, if not more. I will have my eye on the mini-map and navigate round whilst looking at that, because I always want to see what my teammates are up to, because if they're on one flank I don't have to worry about it as much as if they weren't there, obviously. And the other thing is I'm always watching where the enemy is. I will always be chasing those dots, so you know, that is my advice to you, just always check that map and see what's going on. The other thing I think about this game is that like 70% of it is knowing the maps really well, and being able to anticipate where your enemy is going to be. So you saw at the start of this game I got first blood. I will always, if I get that spawn, I will always run up that right hand side towards the sawmill, because usually like 99% of the time there will be at least 1 or 2 people in there, which I can kill. And I was lucky enough to get a final kill in this game and an awesome score of 39-3, which is probably my best game in the history of Call of Duty, so I was super proud of myself for doing that. But thanks for watching, guys, be good, and I'll hopefully catch you all again soon. Bye!